It is super sunny afternoon here. Bright light. So sun appears for a couple of hours. So I'm getting that couple of hours sunlight on me.
Yeah.
So after some hours, if the sunlight gets down, so before that, capture a vitamin D. Just confirm that you are able to hear me well. Things are good for you.
Yes.
Amazing. Good to
Yes.
see you after a few weeks. I think we missed a couple of weeks of Sunday prayer. All right, we had some scaled agile program and also I had some different programs, couldn't get on. So back here and thanks for all joining here. Good to meet you on this wonderful day. And I have people who got certified in PMP. Congratulations, Madhavi. Yay!
Thank you, Shri.
Pretty excited, happy, feel relieved.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
But
nice.
I couldn't process that I've passed PMP because I was too busy with office work. I'm yet to process that,
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Mostly people once certify, what happen is they have to get back to your work and you have a lot of emails and meetings which are pending for last 1 week. So all starts coming up. That's there. But at the back of the mind, you get the feel that it's
Yes,
over.
I did it. Overnight. Yeah.
It's over. So you bundled your book and put on the rack.
Just today. But if you can see, my background is still there. This is one of the ideas that I got from Chandan. I'm not. Yeah, can you all see?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Every
of
day
content.
morning, after my
Okay.
morning rituals, I come here, stand, read through all of it. And like a Kanban board, I put up my daily tasks. And then I put a deadline to it and ensure that I go ahead and do it. Even on the exam day, I went ahead and put Madhvi PMP certified before I left home.
Wow, that's nice.
So
That's
that's
nice.
the one.
So these are the printouts of
All the assignments.
agile principles and values. Oh, the assignments which we have, the writing
Yes,
habits.
yes,
Okay.
yes. All the
Okay.
assignments.
Okay. Nice. Good to know. Thanks, Madhavi, for being a good inspiration to show
Thank
that what should or what could help a person to be motivated. I think
Yes.
that's nice. Good to know. All right. Once again, congratulations for the success, and I'm sure we'll do a success story soon about your journey.
Sure.
Meantime, if you feel something you can share about exam preparation, because I have some people who are going to exam in next few days, a
Yes.
few weeks of time. So
Yes.
what should be the attention for somebody close to the exam? Let's say 10 days from now.
Firstly, Vinay, good luck. I think you're someone who's about to take tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah, all the best. Yeah, so main focus is stakeholders, Shri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and resources. So stakeholders, like majority of questions is around stakeholders only. So people should be thorough with the people domain. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The
And time
point.
management is very crucial.
Okay. Did you found the main exam was having a sufficient time for you, the 230 minutes?
No, it was not sufficient.
Why
And
it's
paper
not
was
sufficient?
tough. Paper was very tough. Someone who took the exam the same day, same time, same center, I didn't know, but I got to know a little later. When I happened to discuss with that person, even he said the paper was tough. The first 60 questions took a really long time. And then the second set of 60 questions were a little okay. And if I tell, people will be, but what I'm suggesting is please have check on the time because 80 questions I was left with 80 minutes, 60 questions, 60 minutes. Last 10, 15 questions, I had no time. I didn't even read the question, but just reading the last line, I answered. And I was very sure that the answer is correct.
Got you. So, Madhavi, how is it when you're practicing in ShriLearning? Did you had this free of time or you are tight by the time?
ShriLearning, my first full mock was okay. Second full mock also was okay. But third full mock, I
What
was
was
running
okay?
short of time.
What does okay means?
Okay, as in I was able to manage time, but third mock I did not was not able to finish towards the end. It was the same experience in exam center.
So what you do here, what you do there. Okay, got
Yes.
you.
And mocks will really help. The Shri mocks will really help in the final exam. So take them
Okay.
seriously. do good analysis,
Mm.
and that will really help.
Okay, understand. So when you say time management, is it something that questions are lengthy? Is it because of that?
Questions are not very lengthy, but then the first 60 questions will take time for you to finish.
Okay. Processing that 60 questions is about the anxiety, right? You have a great anxiety that, man, I'm in a main exam. I have to
Yes,
be, I have to make it happen. That anxiety, you read the question maybe one time and second
yes,
time.
yes. True,
Even though it's a right answer, you will see again, did I check the button correctly?
true,
Is
very true.
we do, right? I
Yeah.
think that first few questions are very natural that we get so anxiety and take longer time. But as the question starts progressing after 30 and 40 questions, by the time you got a clue, this is how the exam will look like, right? So you get better.
Yes,
But I take your point that you have to be very careful on the time. Keep a watch. Don't stay too much on the question.
true, very true. That is my suggestion for
Okay.
the people who are going to take exam.
All
Because if
right.
you have sufficient time, you can do even better. You don't have to rush towards the end.
Okay. Got you. Got you. Nice. So you had a party with your family, celebrate this great success?
Not yet, Shri. I'm yet to have a party.
Yeah, you are busy with office already. You didn't
Yeah.
celebrate it.
Yeah,
Got it.
unfortunately, I finished my exam and I came home. The same
Okay.
day, I had to sit for a project activity, which was for 40 hours, along with my colleague. So that was
Okay.
like yesterday morning. So we were like taking turns. I did not have, like I said, I did not have time to process that I cleared my PMP,
Success. Yeah.
that field. But yes, at home, they cut cake and all.
Okay.
That was
Good.
like, though I was not wanting it, it was like, I couldn't say a no. They cut cake
Okay.
and all. So that part,
Nice.
I felt, yeah, yes, I've achieved it.
Very good. Very good. Really good achievement. So thanks for being a good inspiration. Now, quick takeaway here is you read Rita book,
Yeah, Rita 11.
Rita 11th edition, and you read Agile Practice Guide.
No, not the practice guide.
Okay. Only Rita 11th edition you read
Imagine.
clearly, and you practiced some questions in ShriLearning.
Yes.
And it could have been 5, 8 weeks of time preparation.
My target was 8 weeks.
8 weeks of time in preparation.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah,
very
but
good.
I had to extend it because I could not find a slot. I was very particular with the
Okay.
center list, So
Okay.
I had to move it. But then once you fix it here, date and you're trying to move it is very tough. To change
Yeah,
that and again accept that it took little time, a day or two.
I
Um,
understand.
but the moment you know that you're prepared, you're ready for the exam, the wait
Mm-hmm.
time is like killing. It
Good.
is really
Good.
killing because November was my target and I was ready by then. But my
Yeah,
exam was
I
in
remember
December.
that.
Those
I
10 days
remember.
were like, when will I finish? When will I finish? So you will slow down a bit in between.
Okay, good job, Madhavi. I have Vinay who is having a question. Maybe Vinay, you have something to ask?
Yeah. Just a quick question. So when the timer starts, right, I think it starts at 2:30 minutes, right? And after 60 questions, you get an option of taking a break.
Yes.
Let's say you don't take a break. Okay, let's assume that you don't take a break. Does
Okay.
that break time get added back to the no, right?
It's good to take a break. You will
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's say by mistake I don't click on that, I proceed ahead. So the timer would still continue from that point.
Yes. So
Uh,
on the
mhm,
screen, you'll get an option to start
mhm.
break. In
Yeah,
case you don't want a break, you want to skip it, even that option is there. You can say skip break and your timer will again click.
right, right. Let's say the break actually we have divided into 5 minutes, right? But let's say come back in 2 minutes. So that 3 minutes won't get added back, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay, okay, all
You
right.
can
Okay.
come, they will not allow you to sit also in the center. The moment you're back, they'll
Uh-huh.
come and say, please resume. You can't just sit idle there.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Let me add something here. Thanks, Madhavi, for explaining. To explain Vinay and everyone listening this video, how this exam work is we have 230 minutes given for you, right? This is a 3 hour, 50 minutes. Now, in this 230 minutes, you have to write 180 questions. So answering Vinay's question here about the break. The break is not included in your 230 minutes. 230 minutes is only for the exam they given. Break is separate 10 plus 10. I think you said 5. No,
10
it
plus
is a 10 plus 10, 20 minutes they give you. It's a free. But the Vinay asked a very interesting question. What if I don't use this time? Will you attach to my 230 minutes? Imagine that option is given. What our human being will do? Huh? Whatever human being will do.
We'll continue to give the exam.
Everyone will tell, attach the time to me, isn't it? Do we do that? We do, right? So they made it very clear. We'll give you. It's up to you whether to live your life or lose your life, what you want. So they give you a choice. I give you 10 minutes if you want to go for the break. And if you say, no, I don't want to go for the break, it's a personal choice. Now, I'll put some points here. When you come to 60 question and you want to go to 61st question, that is the time your pop-up will come. And it will ask you, would you like to go for a break? Yes or no. If you click yes, now a new timer will pop up. And that timer will be 10 minutes running. Madhavi, you got the timer there in the screen?
Yes, you will get the timer.
You get a new timer. That is a 10 minutes timer. You go out for the break, you had a coffee. You cannot go out of the building. You have to be within the premises.
Yes.
You take a coffee, you go to the washroom and come back. If you come within 10 minutes, you can stop it and start your exam, and it will start with the time where you left. The main timer that will stay there. Okay. What if I took 2 coffees? Not 1 coffee, 2 coffee. So instead of 10 minutes, you are spending 12 minutes. Now what will happen? Now what will
The
happen?
timer will start
Your
automatically.
main time will start.
Yes,
Okay.
main time will
Which means
automatically.
you took 2 coffee. They don't wait. This guy is taking second coffee. Let's give extra time. No. Break is a break of 10 minutes. So exactly 10 minutes over, the main exam starts. Right? That's how it is. So answering that question is 2 breaks are there. As Madhavi rightly said, please don't ignore the break, because break is a time just to recall how things are going on, re-strategize the way you read the question, and a little refreshment makes you better. Yeah, good. All right, Vinay, any other questions?
So, Shri, I wish there was coffee. There's no coffee.
No coffee machine.
No coffee, only water. You have
God,
to carry something to
you should
eat.
carry a flask here. You should carry a flask like the old movie. You see that
Yeah, yeah.
So if you carry something to eat, it's in your bag, right? So you can't go
They
in.
give you a locker. You have to keep in your locker. Only
Uh-huh.
key and your ID is allowed. So when you come back,
So
yeah,
so during your break, you can't visit your locker to open your bag and have some
you can.
biscuits. You can, right? Okay.
You can. But no touching phone the moment even before you enter the center, you have to switch off your phone and only then enter. During break, no touching phone, no touching study materials.
Very
Only
good.
you're only allowed to eat or drink something. That's it.
Very good.
Which
One question, Madhavi. You kept your eatables in the locker or outside?
In the locker, the bag.
Wow. Usually they don't allow to keep in the locker, because in the break, if you open the locker, you have a mobile there.
They are
So,
watching you continuously. There's somebody or the other
ah,
always in the reception
that's
watching.
new.
Even if they step away, they'll tell you, please no, don't touch the phone. Otherwise, CCTVs are, I mean, the
Right,
cameras are everywhere.
right.
Some 4-5
Yeah, this
cameras
is
are
a
all the time watching you.
this is a new information, because usually what I have seen is they ask you keep your wallet, watch, mobile inside the locker. Food items wrap in a bag or a cover, keep it on the desk, somewhere in the desk nearby. So you no need to open the locker in the break time. This is what I've heard, but this is a new information. That's a good thing. Okay, nice. So
which city?
you'll be safe in exam hall. Nobody eats your chocolate.
And
Which
which
city did
Who
you?
location?
has, who has
Which
time? Everybody's busy writing exams.
and which location,
Madhav,
Madhavi? Yeah,
yeah, which location and city?
I'm in Bangalore. I took the exam in Shivaji Nagar Center.
and Shivaji Nagar. Okay.
I was at the
Hmm.
center by 7 a.m. The exam was at 8 o'clock.
God's sake, you are the one who opened the shutter.
Yes, yes. I helped him
Hey,
open.
okay. Before opening the shutter, you have to take the key and draft 3 times, right? Huh? That's
All
a
those days ago, no
ritual.
shutters now. It's all digital.
There's a ritual, right? In India, we follow 3 times, then you open the shutter. All right. I think I have Raghavendra also has a question. Vinay, you have any other question? No.
I
Okay.
think
Then
Raghavendra, you had pinged me, right?
Yeah, myself.
Your
That's the
exam
okay.
is
question.
on
Raghavendra is here.
18th.
Yeah. So my question is, I heard that in exam we will get an option to highlight the keywords. So did it useful for you?
No, I didn't. It will take time. By the time you click on the marker, you come and select the question, then review it. I didn't. But I flagged like few questions in each section. So before you finish 60 questions, right, before the break, it'll ask you to review it. You can review. Once you review and move to the next 60 set of questions, you can't go back. So within that, before you
Okay.
move, you can just review your questions, finish them, take off the flag, unflag it, and then move to the next 60 questions.
Okay. So by chance, any way we can explore to highlight the text while reading, like keywords we use, right? That visual thing will make you think in a
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you're good, you've already been doing it, during practice, you can. But I didn't. I was like reading, so I knew my keywords while reading the question. So I would just revisit the question only to reconfirm the answer if in case I'm not sure. Otherwise, the moment you're finish reading the question, you will know your options and you will know the answer.
Okay. So by how much percentage you had lengthy questions?
Lengthy questions were not too many actually. No lengthy questions, no calculation questions. Only one question I got about SPI and CPI, wherein it was a multiple choice question. I had to select two options. So even that was it. But they'll give you a writing pad and a pen to practice. I mean, in case you want to do any calculations, the calculator will be on your screen in case you want to use. So I got a lot of drag and drop questions.
Did you get any kind of graphs or tools and
Yes.
techniques kind of questions?
Yes, I got one graph question. So I'm repeatedly telling, please practice the ShriLearning mocks and do good gap analysis, because even when I was practicing mocks and doing full mocks, I did get a graph question there. There was a similar question. So it's good that you do good number of mocks. I could do only 3, but I would recommend, like Shri also always recommends, try to do 5 full mocks. It'll be really helpful if you have time.
Okay.
Thanks, Madhavi. Yeah.
That's good. I think that's from Raghavendra. Thanks
All the
for
best,
that.
Raghavendra.
Yeah, thanks, Madhavi.
You can be in touch. I will help you out.
Sure. Thanks for all your support.
Yeah,
Okay.
welcome.
I think this is a good thing, right? We have a community where people who cleared the exam and also helping other people there. Thanks, Madhavi, for doing that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
thank you.
So I recommend the rest of the people who are going for the exam, please come back. So let's create a community where you can help each other. We have an expert WhatsApp group where we can help others, or come back here on the Q&A day, Sunday prayers. Let's do prayer together. That's also useful. All right, I think we have Ranjit and Darshana. Ranjit, it's also a question for Madhavi.
Yes. Maybe one question. First of all, congratulations, Madhavi.
Thank you.
I'm planning to take exam on 30th December. 30th December. That's the only slot which was available.
Which
I think this month also. It's Bangalore only. Prestige Tech Park was from there.
Prestige Atrium, right?
Yeah, Prestige Atrium. Yes. So I have one question. You mentioned more questions came from stakeholders. You mean actually it's from the people domain, resource domain, right? It's not from the stakeholder part. It's a resource, right? Just to clarify that point.
Yeah, it is the entire people domain that you have the resource, stakeholders, and everything.
Okay. That part. So, okay. Just want to clarify that point. Thank you.
Yep. And all the best for your exam.
Thank you.
So many people who are taking exam in December, I believe, from
yeah, we have a couple of holidays coming up. So last 1 week is shut down for me. So I think I'll get some time to prepare.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Then we have one more person, Darshana. Is it a question for Madhavi? Maybe you are unmuted, but we can't hear you. Try again, unplug your mic, try again straight directly to the computer. No. Okay, looks not working. Maybe Darshana, I can put in a chat box. I can see the message if you have a question. All right, good. Madhavi, you are on the spotlight today.
Yeah, thank you. I had to rush to this Q&A. I was attending a wedding actually. I just came and
okay. You were getting further. Oh, I'm sorry, and don't want to hold you further. And
no problem. I'm done. I'm back. I just wanted to
because you're back.
I have interacted with people who had earlier finished exams, and someone from the last month who's finished the exam helped me. So this was his idea that put up everything on the wall. It's really helpful, and
nice.
Time to time, every time I was taking full mark, his inspiration was there. He used to send me a to do, not to do. So and after I finish full mock, every mock, all 3 mocks, he was there, like So I want to be there for someone motivating, helping, because it's really helpful. So every mock is like you should get 10% more in the next mock. You should get 10%. As he said, maybe he was encouraging, but I exactly got like that. And every mock I was doing 10% better, 10% better. So that was the inspiration.
10% is a big number, but coming back to you, Madhavi, on that question, see, what is happening here is people are reading the book and they are practicing the question, but where they're struggling is the analysis part.
Yes,
They could not sit and analyze 180 questions. They could not sit and analyze 60 questions. They get tired and exhausted.
very true.
So when you analyze, what kind of notes you prefer to be taken?
See, some questions, right, on some topics, like, especially using those theories and all came at times. So I was always getting confused between theories. And I used to always go back, even the, what you say, analogous and parametric, everything is on the wall. Every day I'm reading it, but somehow when the question is right in front of me during mocks, I'm confused. So those I wrote it down. And whenever I'm in doubt, questions when I'm doing wrong, I was like thinking what's gone wrong. I've gone back to books as well in between. I went back to your videos as well. I went back to your videos like 3 years old and all. So I think
Oh.
I've done like extensive, I don't say research, but every time I went back and heard you talking about a particular topic, I got my answers. So, and even I attended the October batch, so all the recordings were available on the ShriLearning. So and because I attended, I knew, right, which day you did what topic. So in case I had, but then I was doing only one thing. I didn't listen for the entire 4 hours. I was listening to your video in 1.5, 2x speed. So people like, what is it you're doing? Are you really able to understand? I'm like, I know the subject, so I'm able to understand because I wanted to cover fast. So that's what I was doing. It actually helped because you'll not have so much of patience to sit through again, listen for 4 hours.
I understand.
So 1.5 to 1.5 is pretty good speed. But since I talk fast, I'm able to grasp fast. So I was doing it 2x speed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Thanks for those clear inputs. And one more last question. I think Darshana's put something in the chat box for Madhavi.
Yeah, sure. I will share the pic of my wall.
What Madhavi is asking is, I want to understand you need to do review of previous question before 60th or 120th question. I mean, will you be asked about break right after you give 60th answer?
Yes.
Review first and about it. Maybe she joined a little later, missed a portion what we were discussing. Okay, Madhavi, you can go ahead if you want to answer.
Yeah, so the first 60 questions, so once you complete them, or if in case you mark for review, before you move on, so it will ask you want to review. So you can complete your review, and then when you click next, that's when it will ask for the break as well. So irrespective of your first 60 questions or 120 questions, your timer will keep ticking. Even if you're able to complete your first 60 questions in 1.5 hours, the time will go. Only after finishing 60 questions is when you'll be asked to take a break, or, option to take a break. So that's what I missed. I took really long time in the first 60 questions. So you will be asked to take it, review it, however you feel comfortable. You want to mark your questions with a marker and then go on, or you just want to flag it off for review. But don't mark too many questions for review. You'll spend a lot of time later because you have to again go back and check which are the questions you've marked. So that will take some time. I marked like in each section, I'm flagged like, for review only 2 to 3 questions, not more than that. I literally ran the marathon in the last 60 questions. It was a marathon. And only while doing the last 60 questions, you're confident. I was like, I knew it. Once I come out and my paper will be printed, it'll be a success. So that's a confidence I got towards the end only. Otherwise, first 2 set of questions, 60, 2 breaks. So it was very, very tough.
Okay, one other question she added. Also, I want to know, do we get many multiple answer?
Yes, I did get around 5 to 6 questions with multiple choice, around 5 to 6 questions, drag and drop, 1 chart, 2 charts actually, 2 chart questions. So I'm again repeating, if you take the ShriLearning mocks, full mocks, you'll experience everything that you'll experience in real exam. So please take those seriously, do good gap analysis. It will take time. When I did my first mock, I took 20 days to analyze. There was a long gap for my first mock and second mock because I was just not moving forward. It took really long time. And after that, I took full mock every 1 week.
I appreciate that patience, what you had to analyze. I believe that is very important because sometimes if you don't understand the gap, no point in taking next exam.
Yeah.
Right?
And anytime in doubt, reach out to Shri, he'll give enough motivation for you to move on. I did that.
Okay, great. Super. Thanks, Madhavi. I know it took much of your time. And
No problem.
Sudarshana something.
Yeah,
Sudarshan
yeah,
Shet.
yeah. Sudhanshu,
Hmm.
right. Madhavi,
Yeah.
just one couple of questions. You mentioned about chat questions, right?
Yes.
Is it impact probability matter? What kind of chat questions did you mention?
See, it depends, but seeing through the question, you will need to answer the options.
Okay.
Sometimes it could be the SPI, CPI, or the
That type of.
stories. Yeah, it could be anything.
Okay, understood. And you mentioned about the mock exam, ShriLearning mock exams, right? What was the range you were getting from mock 1 to 2 and 3? Means when you felt confident enough, right? Okay, I scored 70% in a full mock, 75%. So what was the range that you were getting on that?
Like I said, Ashri is aware. My first mock was 56%. Second mock was 66. So I was consistently doing 10%, and the third mock was 75. But I did hell lot of 40 questions mock and 60 questions. So I was doing these mocks with someone who was preparing for the exam from the batch. We used to do it together. I did many mocks together. Someone from Netherlands. Shri, it's not you, okay? There's someone else I was doing mocks with. We did 40 mocks and 60 mocks together and did gap analysis also together, because when you're doing it with someone, right, their point of view, your point of view, there's learning, and then when the discussion happens, you tend to retain the information. So all that helped me.
Understood. Yeah,
so maybe try and find someone who can maybe do mocks, or maybe after the mock have some discussions, help you out. So there are many ways, but Shri has already told all of this in the beginning. I religiously followed every word he said, everything. Right from day 1 to day 11 of training, I followed. If I was not, I always revisited. I had given a suggestion that, you all, Saturday, Sunday, the classes happen. Until next Saturday, Sunday, try and go back and listen to the videos. That will be helpful. I did it, but I did little later. I'm telling you guys to do it immediately because it will really help you.
Yeah, thank you.
Shri, I have taken a lot of your time, your Q&A session. So I think I should stop now.
That's fine. Completely, it's important because see, the purpose of doing this Sunday prayers is not only pushing the content. They have to know the reality of the exam.
Yes.
It's not only I am talking about what is PMP. When you come out of the exam hall, you have a better idea what happened there, right? So those points are very important. Thanks for giving those suggestions. And I really like the way you increase a 10%, which is pretty tough, because many people here struggle hard to increase even 2% or 3%, which is really good what you did. Stay active in the expert WhatsApp group. By the way, for people here, we have a WhatsApp group called expert group. There we have PMP certified people, and they are guiding each other by giving some suggestions about the questions. Feel free to ask about such kind of exam preparation idea. What I have to do for my exam date fixing, they can be a better person to explain. Of course, you can reach out to me or Rahul, will give idea. But again, somebody who's recently done, they'll have more energy because they did now. Yeah, that's a point. But keep in mind, they're also a working professional. You cannot tell that I will call you tonight, explain me all the concepts. That will be tough for them, right? They are working in a company like what you and me are doing. So consider that as well before you put your questions. That's a point. All right, then, Madhavi, again, round of applause and celebrate it. I heard you didn't celebrate much with your family, but I saw you cutting cakes and having some good fun there.
I can send it to you all,
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And again, one request is apply what you learn. I heard you started applying already in your project. Please do that, because this all happiness of learning will stay only when you apply. If not, it will slowly start getting diluted. So
Actually, during your classes only, whatever I was learning, right? They were like, I personally like attending your class in the first half, though I had completed attending the entire session. Even after that, the current batch I've always attended, because the first 15 to 20 minutes that you always talk before the classes, those are inspiring. So those help. So I always listen to them, and I already started implementing. Those are very small changes, small things, but really matter in a big way. So that's what I've been doing.
Amazing. Good. Thanks a lot. And I have a great celebration. And let's look for more people who are going to exam in next coming days. And
I know a lot of people who are already going to take exam in December.
Okay.
They're in touch with me. I'm trying my best to guide them through. So all the very best to everyone. Vinay, all the best to you, especially because tomorrow is your exam. Do well.
Yay, that's right. All right, then.
Thank you for having me today. Appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry,
Thanks
what
for
is it?
having me on this call today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining here, Madhavi. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's with Madhavi. And again, once again, thanks to her for coming up, and thanks to all the people who are getting certified and coming back here and talking about it. I have few more people who cleared exam in the last few days. At least the last 3-4 days, I have at least 5-6 people cleared, I believe. Some of them are coming up in the few days to talk about this success story. I'll be recording some success stories with them, how it went on in a procedural way. But still, I thought it is nice to do this kind of a random interview so you get more information. All right, good. So how we go this is Sunday prayers. So Sunday prayers, we start with the success points, then we talk about a topic, and then we go for a question. However, it's my responsibility to listen to someone who is going to exam. Is anyone here who is close to the exam? I know you got some information now. Apart from this, you have something in your mind to discuss. Anyone close to the exam?
Hey Shri, Sudhanshu. Yeah.
Yes, Sudhanshu, please go ahead.
Yeah. So my exam is on 23rd of December, and
Okay.
another 10 to 12 days.
Okay.
And I've been connected with you on the WhatsApp also,
Mm.
and I've been getting a consistent score. But I like
Mm.
Madhvi mentioned, I just gave mock 2 yesterday, and
Okay.
I was not able to finish the last 10 questions. But overall, the percentage wise, it's around 69 to 70. So I'm trying
That's
to
fine.
analyze it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Did you use a break in this exam?
Uh, I used not entirely 10 minutes. Okay.
Mm.
5 minutes because I have a 3-year-old daughter, right? So sitting on a home on a Saturday evening, and she started banging on the door. So it was difficult. I couldn't concentrate because of that 10-15 minutes because she was constantly being banging on the door, open the door.
Okay.
But believe
Okay.
those distracted me. And
Okay.
thankfully, I have booked a slot in the center. Otherwise, it would have been really difficult for me to sit on a home
I
and
understand. I
but
understand.
overall, I felt the first section was a bit lengthy because we try to choose we try to read questions couple of
Mm.
times, right? And even the right answers we try to, but on the last section, it was like was 30 seconds, read the options and you just click the answer and you go through. But the
Okay.
initially first
When
section was a bit
you analyze, did you found your answering was good in the beginning or in the end?
no. So when I got the report right, I managed to got 129 correct out of 156 attempted. So when I see the overall probability is on a higher side because the questions we attempted are mostly correct. The one which I left, I couldn't attempt that. But when I'm trying to analyze those questions, when I left, I'm able to get that. So time management, which I felt, I spent some additional time on those kind of. I got in second mock 5 to 6 numericals or calculation based, and paragraph questions were more. So I
Got
tend
you.
to spend some additional couple of minutes on those paragraph and the calculations.
Okay. I think you have the answer for yourself, what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice to know. Now, recommendation is take some short exams. See if you can stick to the time. For example, 40 questions. Could be a 60 questions because 180 is a bit long for you to really analyze your time management. Take a 40 or a 60, have a timer in front of you to see whether your time management is going well. But there's a 10 question, 8 question, don't worry because ShriLearning, some of the questions are a bit tougher also. It is not easy enough because main exam will be at least close or a bit lesser than ShriLearning. So you may have good time there in main exam. That is for sure. 8 question, 10 question, I don't really need to worry. You don't need to worry. You can push it. But work out on two things. One is taking a 40 questions, 60 question to analyze. Other one is reading the glossary, the definitions in the book. The reason is when you read the definitions, you start getting the meaning of each word. This will also increase your reading ability in the question. All right, good. Keep moving on. Any other questions from you?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Good there. Okay, nice. Then I'll quickly go to 2 more persons here. Hitesh.
Hi, Shri. I'm preparing for, I've scheduled my exam for 30th of December. So have again off for the last week of December. currently I've
Hmm.
finished all the reading, but I've started with the 40 question mocks as of now. I've just given that yesterday. I was just reading some more chapters today, and again I'll be giving more mocks on 40 and 60. I'm yet to start on the full mocks as of yet, but I think I still have got enough time to do that and analyze, especially at the end of December when I have some leaves available. So I'm looking
What is the
slightly
exam date you said?
30th,
30th
end
of December.
30th of December, end of December. Yeah,
End of December is not too far.
not too far. Yeah,
You have 20 days. If in case you're going to take at least 3 full exams, you need 9 or 11 days with you for 3 full exams. Why 11 days is, or keep it 9 days is, if you take 1 full exam, you need at least 2 days to analyze.
sure.
The day when you took the exam, you'll be a bit exhausted. You can analyze only 30-40 questions on that day. Second day, you'll analyze another 60 questions. Another day, you'll analyze another 70-80 questions. So point is, 1 full exam will take you 3 to 4 days of time. If that's the case, if you're planning 3 full exams before the main exam, you need 9 or 11 days. So keeping this in mind, you should start your exam practicing as early. Yeah, don't keep it very close because you won't get that time to sit and analyze. You don't have the patience. You'll start dragging the question one by one. Rather, when you do it now, you get time to analyze. I like the way you're doing 40 questions. Now move from 40 to 60.
Okay.
Do 60 questions. 60 is little complete pack. It looks like one slot. Yeah, do 60 questions and plan your 180 early. And analyzing the question you need time. That you have to keep in mind.
Sure.
All right, fantastic, Hitesh.
Thank
Then Raghavendra.
Hi, Shri. I have given a first mock 2 days back. I think I told you in the WhatsApp, like I got 61%.
Okay.
So I did a gap analysis from 2 days. I sit tight a lot and I analyzed a lot. As you saying, I was wrong in, I made a lot of mistakes in Agile, stakeholders and resources and team management, basically. So knowledge-based questions, I'm answering correctly. And those things, those questions which required your thinking and you have to analyze the question and answer it, I'm taking more time, but those were the questions I made wrong. And about the time management, I completed all questions with just one question. Like I did not spend more than a minute for a question. That's it. Apart from that, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, apart from that, I felt only 5 questions were like not able to give more attention. Apart from 5 questions, I was like able to understand completely, think about it and answer it. So knowledge-wise, there was no gap. Only thing is practice. And for lengthy questions, I used to take more time to get through and answering. That's what the situation is. I have taken exam on 18th of December, so that's where I'm a bit nervous.
I don't think you have to be nervous since you did 1 exam. Are you planning another 2 or 3 full exams?
I'm just thinking like I'll plan to take 1 more exam with only Agile 60 questions, 40 questions. That is my strategy.
Okay. Yeah, do that exam. Also do 60 questions. Sit for 60 questions and take that time to answer that question and analyze the question.
Shri, when I open the communication board, I only see 40 questions, 60 minutes is there.
Which batch you are?
February.
Okay, reach out to Rahul. He will guide you because some of the batches you may not have that link added in the portal. Buzz Rahul, he will give some info.
Sure, Shri. I will follow that. Basically, I'm concentrating on the Agile because when I preparing for the exam, I answered all the questions in Rita. In every section, I used to get more than 55%. I used to take more time or less, but I used to answer it properly. And while Agile, I only gone through Agile practice guide. I did not practice questions much.
Got it. All right. Just buzz with Rahul, get that 60 questions, practice it. And also you have Agile random questions that also you can practice. But however it is, only taking question will not help you. You have to take some time to analyze that question also. So please do that analysis part. That will help you. Okay?
Sure, Shri.
Perfecto. That's good. Nice. Now let's get to the subject quickly. Vinay, I really like the way you are calm, composed, having I thought you'll be a little more tense mode today for the exam coming up tomorrow, but you're relaxed. Looking at you, I can get a feel. Vinay PMP is here.
I echo that,
All right,
Shri.
good.
He's been doing good. I've been seeing the leaderboard. He's like topping. I had a discussion with him before my exam. So
Okay.
he didn't know that I was doing my exam on 7th, but he told me, Madhvi, wish me good luck. My exam is on
Uh,
11th. I'm like, yes.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Thanks for that confidence again, Madhavi. All right, guys. We have a topic on conflict resolution today to go through that. Let's take a few minutes on conflict resolution, then we'll look at for a question. By the way, people reading stakeholder management, resource management, or team management, you definitely go through this topic called conflict resolution or conflict management. I'm sure people who are writing exam, practicing exam, do you see such kind of questions related to conflict? You see those questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, comes in. And conflict is also a little tricky area, right? While I want to answer the question, because sometimes conflict you have to stay away, sometimes you have to solve it. Many times you have to make your team to solve it. So let us listen what is conflict here, and then some resolution techniques also given here. Let's look into that. This comes under part of people management topic, and in the PMP classes, when you are in the course, you will get this on 8th day. I mean, one of the day we have 11 days of online classes. In this 8th or 9th day, you get the conflict management. Let me quickly go through this concepts here. Conflict occurs only when there are two or more stakeholders joining in, because there is some opinion, some interest, which is a shared. It could be on a positive side or a negative side. So conflicts doesn't mean always negative. The conflicts can also become positive when they converse about how to improve something. Now, what are the reasons of primarily conflicts happens? Of course, you will have some reason in your company, in your group, but general study, the average, they say that when there are some scheduling priorities related, there could be conflict popping up. Scarcity of resource, when it is resource unavailable, human material equipment, you get into conflict. Some technical reasons we conflict with the people, and personal issues we conflict, or sometimes they call as a personality style, where the way you work. Some people will tell that this is how I work. I'm in the company for 20 years. I'm an architect. This is a style I follow, some working style that also can trigger a conflict. And the American Management Association, they say that nearly 24% of a project manager time could go on conflict resolution. It was a big time, right? 24% is a very huge time. It could be of a prioritization, or it could be of technical conflicts. It could be of people conflicts. But conflicts are inevitable. Why it's inevitable? The moment you have a couple of people join together, conflicts will start happening, right? That's how it is. Now, point is, what if you don't solve the conflict? But Shri, conflict, let it happen. Let's leave it as it is. No, when you leave it as it is, what will happen is it'll weaken. It'll not make strong. It'll make weaken the position that you are holding today. But do I need to worry about the weakening the position? The problem is when you weaken the position, people don't listen the vision of you being a leader, or you have to set a goal, it doesn't go well, or you want to drive them towards a direction, doesn't go well. So conflict resolution is one of the key parameter or a character of a project manager or a leader. Now, what are the few consequences of improper conflict? Look at here, not a proper, improper conflict. What happens is low team morale. I think this is the most impacted one. When the team goes to low morale, what will happen is they come out of something called HPT. Do anyone know what is HPT? HPT stands for?
High performing team.
Perfectly. Very good. Thanks a lot. So HPT stands for high performing team. A team can be technically sound. A team could be cross-functional. A team could be knowledgeable. But if they have some sort of conflicts on their opinions and interests, and that get more vibrant, and people could not resolve it, that can put the team in the low morale. What do you mean by low morale is? They have everything, but they don't really feel like working. When the team moves from high performing team and they don't feel like working, what will happen? Your company productivity starts dropping, and the team deliverables start dropping, and your quality of deliverables starts dropping. It's not only stop of deliverables, it's a quality drops. When the quality drops, again, you get into many issues. So negative impact on the project manager's authority. I think this is the one which I said a few minutes back. Increased number of personal clashes. This is going to happen between the team. Within the team, they have this clashes, and this goes back to the Tuckman ladder. Do anyone remember Tuckman ladder?
Yeah.
Have you heard
Forming.
Tuckman ladder?
Yeah. 5 stages of
Yeah.
Yes.
forming, norming, storming, performing,
Exactly
and
right. Exactly. So it starts from forming, it can go to storming, then it can go norming, then performing. So you may have here like a forming, and it could be storming, then you have a norming, then you have a performing, and what is the last one?
adjourning.
Adjourning.
Adjoining. So do you think when there is a conflict, a team which is in the very performing stage, high level, high chances they may drop down? Is it possible?
Yes.
Highly possible, right? Sometimes a conflict which is on a technical or some interest related on outcome could even turn into a healthy conflict. But primarily, the conflicts, they say that it pushes your team down. The productivity stop dropping. The quality of the work start dropping. Now, conflict resolution is one of the key of a project manager. See, but what I'm working in an agile environment where as a manager, I don't have an authority. I have to only facilitate. Now, when you don't have an authority, when you facilitate, what you expect here is a team setting up a clear goal. Now, we will understand what all can be done to come out of this conflict. But before I move on, how many of you feel that in your company where you work even today, they have the way of working clearly defined? They have the resolutions are clearly made. Still, you could see some sort of conflict happening regularly. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Yes, true.
All right. It's happening, right? So we have something called a way of working. We have something called ground rules, isn't it? We have your company policy. This is how you should behave. Now, irrespective of this, still you see conflict happening. Now, it is not about the rules will always stop you, but rules can even guide you how it can be handled. I'll show you some more information. How to prevent a conflict? I like the word prevention here. Prevent, do you think prevent is something in proactive nature? Is it a proactive?
Yes.
Yes.
Proactive, right? Because once a conflict is emerged, you start working on a reactive way. Now, reactive is more expensive than proactive, isn't it? Reactive is expensive because once this happened, what happened is within the team, there is a gap, there is a crack, which we saw right now with the Tuckman ladder. You have a stage called forming and go to storming, then it goes here. The moment something has happened from performing, a team starts dropping down, which means you are in the reactive way. Whereas when you work on proactive way, you know a team which is moving towards norming or performing, you start supporting them and you take an action so that you don't come back. How do you do that? They say that establish a strict ground rules. Look at here, strict. But see, how to make it strict, man? Do I need to push them? Help These help discipline team members, which results in a less conflict. Many companies, what they do is they have a standard ground rules that should be followed in an organization. When you have a diverse set of people working together, when you have different concepts coming together, when you have different way of vendor is being handled, now they'll be very careful enough at the organization level to set up the ground rules. And that ground rules has been inherited by the team, and the team creates a very strict rule how a conflict should be handled or how a conflict should not pop up. We have to be very careful on it. For this thing, they have two things. One is called effective communication, Other one is a stakeholder management. Now, these two you would have learned in a subject called stakeholder management and communication management chapters. Now, what they put up there here is when you create a clear definition of communication and you follow that, chances of conflict can go down. But see, with whom I have to do this? See, we have seen something called two bubble here. The number one bubble is resource or stakeholder. I'll put this way. Here it is. So let me put this way. I will call as a stakeholder, which is directly or indirectly impacting the project. Okay, they are stakeholders. It can be a positive stakeholder or negative stakeholder. They can be directly impacting the project or indirectly impacting the project. Now, these all stakeholders, you know. On top of that, there is something in the center, and this is called resources or team members. And these people are core. See, what do you mean by core? When I say core, they are the one who really execute the project, do the job. Now, when I draft a communication plan, how much I'm aware of each stakeholder, how much I'm aware of my team members and resources. Accordingly, if I can frame a proper communication management plan, accordingly, if I can understand the needs of all the stakeholders, and when I can do that regularly on a consistent basis, the study says it can put the conflict bit down. But see, conflict means I thought holding the shirt and fighting with one another. Not always. Conflict could be on some decision making. Conflict could be on specific requirement understanding or requirement implementation. Conflict could be between which vendor should be chosen. Now, when I have my communication and the stakeholder management clearly drafted, and that is clearly communicated with all the people who's directly or indirectly working or impacting on the project, chances are they're clear. This is my boundary. I don't want to step into the shoes of other person. I'm clear. When I don't know that, and everyone want to win the game, they start conflicting. This I remember an example. Some time back, you all know South Africa cricket team. Are you aware of South Africa cricket team? Yeah. There was one semi-finals. They have want to get into finals and they were working very hard. You know that South Africa team was a tough time. They could not get into finals of cricket for a long time. Have you heard about this story?
Yep.
Okay. South Africa cricket team is a very good team. Not now. I'm talking about them years when they had somebody called a Vessel. Vessel is a captain, right? You do remember that? Some 20 years back. There was one captain called Vessel Cooker. There will be some set of people. Nice guys. Okay. I remember one of the World Cup, not now, recently, a long time back. They want to get into finals. They were really performing amazing team. They're about to get. Now, what happened on that particular match, the semis, what happened here is, that's a pitch track here. And every fielder is standing in a different location. I mean, they have their own location to be there. Now, what happened is the batsman and the batting team started doing a lot of mistakes. What mistake they do is they hit the ball too high. A lot of catches can happen. Now, this whole team want to win. That's a goal. Okay. But the boundaries are clear. You have to field in this area. You have to field in this area. You have to field in this area. You have to be in this area. It's clear, which means your communication and your management skills are properly written down. This is the way to do. But you know what happened that particular day? On that particular day, when the ball is hit high, what happens is when the ball comes here, it is not only this guy runs for the ball. You know who all run for the ball? Who all? There's a guy from other side. There is a guy from this side. There is a keeper who runs here. Now, at a time, you get 4 or 5 people in this ball to be catching position. At least 2 or 3 important catches literally missed out because each one was stepping into other shoes. Do you think they did this for the benefit of winning? Do you think it's a benefit of winning? That's the intention? That's intention?
Maybe.
That's intention, right? The intention is we have to win. And that's a good intention. I cannot say it's a bad intention. It's a good intention. But in the name of good intention, what you did? You cross the boundary. When you cross the boundary, what you do? You may clash with someone or you disturb someone. Now let's park the South Africa cricket match. Okay, maybe if you can go back in the record and check this video, you'll get this idea. But now what is happening here is, this is what happening in project management. You want the project to win, but are you giving enough time for your team to think? Or are you giving your own space for yourself? Or are you giving space for your other team members? Now, what is happening here is, knowingly or unknowingly, people start stepping into different places without understanding the priorities, understanding the working style, or understanding the importance of what they are doing. The conflict starts happening. Now, to avoid this only, we create many things. We create something called RACI. Do anyone know what is RACI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Responsible,
Responsible.
accountable, consulted, and informed.
Accountable, consulted, and informed. For this, if I have a chart, in this chart, I have a task 1, I will mark it who is responsible. If I have a task 2, I'll tell who can be consulted. If I have a task 3, I can be who informed. This is applicable to any model of project management. When you keep this, chances are you may reduce a lot of areas like what South Africa team was doing, stepping into each other's shoes and getting a confusion. But at the end of the day, you want to win the game. For that reason, you don't try to overpower certain things. This is on task related. Apart from task related, there is something called behavior related conflicts. The behavior related conflicts goes by conscious bias, unconscious bias. Have anyone heard this word bias?
Yes.
Bias? Yeah. Do you think we have this unconscious bias or conscious bias when we do this kind of communication corporate? Is it possible?
Highly
Possible?
possible.
Yes.
Highly possible. It happens. The moment somebody starts conversing, people get a feel that, oh, you come from that particular set of country, set of place. Maybe that's why you are talking like this. Oh, you come from this particular group. That's why you do like this. Oh, you are a man. That's why you are like this. Oh, you are a woman. That's why you are this. Some people explicitly mention that. Some people don't mention that, but do in action. But actually, we have to discuss on the message, not on from whom the message is coming from. And the moment you move from the message and you go into the messenger, you get into trouble. But see, it's easy to say, man, when you sit in a corporate, it's tough. Yes, that is why we call as the corporate culture. That's why we have a ground rules. That's why we have a RACI matrix, stakeholder management, communication management. Why they draft all these things is, you don't want to get into someone and tell that because of him, I'm doing like this. Rather, you get into the message, what to do, how to do. So slipping from the message, getting into the messenger is a problem. And even though we read and learn all these things, it's continuously happening. And in project management, specifically in PMP, they're very particular to mention that you work to prevent this. Prevent. Prevention is better than the cure. So you work to prevent it. As a project manager, you're a PMP certified person, you take major responsibility with your team to watch, are they following first the company culture? Clear. Are they following the ground rules which they created or has helped them to create it? Are they aware of communication management plan? Are they aware of a stakeholder management plan? And beyond this, if a conflict pops up, you may not run away. You see how you can solve it. That's pretty important. So conflict management and conflicts are very common in corporate, in personal life. A conflict which looks very huge, when you keep a stone like this, it will be very huge and big in front of you. If you give 1 week of time or some days of time, you collect more information, it starts getting smaller and smaller. So only thing is, when people get to panic about solving a conflict, they get into trouble. But see, you don't face a plan. Yeah, conflicts will be there. You get a problem in the morning, you get the problem in the evening. But if you keep worrying about it, nothing will not happen. Rather, look out how I can solve this problem, or at least delay something on this. I get more information. For this, there is some systematic approach of solving. Let's see one by one. I know I'm on top of the time. Today, time runs pretty faster. So let's see something on this. Even though I cannot go all the content, I'll try to cover 1 or 2 on this. Now, this, some of you certified in PMP or you did this course with us, you may know what is it. But let me catch up some of them. Can someone tell me which is there are 5 ways of solving conflicts are given here. In this of 5, which one you feel as the Bottommost one. If you do this, chances are people may not like it. Bottommost one.
Force and
Yes, Vinay.
direct.
Force,
Force.
force and direct.
Force, right?
Force.
When we force people, we may lose a relationship. Is that correct? We lose a relationship. In corporate or in a family, if you force on something, you will lose that. But Shri, without forcing, I cannot implement it, man. Yeah, there are some situations. There was some example talking about a doctor giving a suggestion for the family. This particular person should go to the surgery right now. And the family says, no, we don't want to go for a surgery. Now doctor gives an option. There is no choice for you. You have to go for surgery. If you don't do a surgery in another 36 hours, this person can go down in health. Now here, there is a conflicting thought. The family says, I don't want to go for a surgery. And even the patient says, I don't want to go for a surgery. The doctor says, you have to go for a surgery. On the benefit of making somebody better, chances are doctor has an SME. As an SME, this person has a more knowledge and this person knows what could be an outcome. Chances are you may force a person on this place. So I cannot tell all the forces wrong. I cannot tell all the forces are right. But one thing is, in force, you have to see the emotional connection behind this. You should see the benefit of it. But if you're going to force only for a personal benefit, a doctor is forcing because the hospital has to get more money, there's a problem, right? So what happens in corporates is, now in this conflict management strategy, you agree with the one party's viewpoint and enforce their wishes. This is a win-lose. One person wins, other person loses. Now here, usually the people at a higher hierarchy work to force on it. They force by position. They force by position that, hey, I'm the director of the company. I'm the sponsor here. So I would say that this requirement should be done at any cost. So it'll have its own expenses. It's a bottommost one, but you cannot tell you will not do this. You are also doing this. Maybe you are in a company working somewhere, your junior resource join your company. I believe sometime when the conflict happens, you try to put your position in place and you force it. Guys, you have to do this. And they ask further questions. They say, no, no more questions. If you have further questions, probably you have to talk to some senior management, but you have to do this because you cannot go further explaining on this and you have to stop there. So what do? You force it. That's the bottommost one. Let's see the topmost one. If this is the bottommost, what is the topmost one?
Collaborate.
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 Collaborate becomes a topmost one. How come this can be topmost? Because you can even withdraw, right? Withdraw could be a safe side. You come out of it. Well, then why we think collaboration is a topmost?
Withdraw is just postponing the issue. It's not
Postponing is
completely, just
right.
avoiding.
But postponing is safe, right? Postponing is safe, right? You push the date to Monday. Let's talk
No,
Monday.
it's still
Talk next day.
issues there. Open. It's in open position. It's not
in-
closed.
Problem is not solved.
Okay, you're not solving the problem. But do you think every
Anytime,
conflict can be solved? Do you think conflicts can be solved?
no.
Sometimes they'll say time will solve, fix the things, right? So I don't know.
Okay.
The answer is like conflict is inevitable, so it is not being
Okay.
completely solved.
Oh. You
And
cannot
there is one
completely
more
solve
thing
it.
that
So,
it
okay.
gives the feel
Okay,
that
I hear this
everyone's
point.
words are heard, and people think, okay, someone is considering my words,
That's
so that
nice.
kind of environment.
Perfect, right? I like that. Really good point. What you said, everyone points are considered. Did you say
Heard
that?
and considered.
Did you say
Yeah.
that? So if I heard that, heard. Okay, very good. Thanks for that point. If you say that, it's called multiple viewpoints. One thing they observed in a human being is when there is a problem happening, many people have an opinion. Just a sec, my internet is getting bad. Are you hearing me better? Going better?
Yeah.
It's better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I had a break in my internet. I think now it's better. So now, one thing they found in a human being is imagine there is a few people having a conflict on particular topic. In a room, when people are conversing, other 4 or 5 people also will have an opinion. Now, because of the position, because of the situation, because of the emotions, they don't talk, they just keep quiet. Now, what is happening here is they need a facilitator, they need an organizer, something like you, who being a coach in the company, who being a project manager, you take this topic and sit with your team, do a brainstorming with them. See, what do you mean by brainstorming? Brainstorming is taking a particular topic which is a sensitive, good, bad, and converse about it and get a viewpoint from different set of people, and you go for even voting sometime. You do root cause analysis, the 5 whys, right? You go 5 whys, you do root cause analysis, you do a democratic way of voting and understanding how can we solve it. You may get a solution, you may not get a solution, but the point is it is discussed. Many times what they found in the books of management and psychology is usually when a problem is discussed elaborately, that itself starts cooling down the issue. Do anyone agree on this point? You feel when a problem is elaborately discussed, that itself starts cooling down the situation. Sometimes you have not a good deal with your family, right? In a dinner table, you converse about it, you talk about it. Chances are you start feeling better. You start feeling better. The message is being heard. Now, rightly said here, the multiple viewpoints. In collaborative conflict resolution, you discuss the issues with all parties and agree on a solution. Now, you come to a solution, but I won't say that all the time you get a solution, but chances are you may get a solution. And when this happens, people feel that my point is also heard and my opinion is considered. And when a solution comes, they feel that, okay, my solution is also being taken into consideration. Or at least I was in the room when the solution was discussed. I'm aware of the solution. It is not a surprise for me. And this is one of the best conflict resolutions so far. But to do this, you should be a person who is a little away from bias. You should be a person not having an unconscious or conscious bias. You focus on the issue, not on the people, which means you don't focus on the person who is bringing the issue. You focus on the issue itself. When you do that, you stay away from the bias. Chances are we try to moderate a meeting to get some outcome. Yeah. Can somebody tell me in agile environment, do they see this collaborative solving in any circumstance? Do they have this option?
Retrospective.
Okay. Do you think when 2 weeks once or 1 week once a team regularly talk about collaborative problem solving, you think that the issue slowly and gradually starts going down? Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Highly possible. One of the reason agile methodology, agile way of working is appreciated is you don't wait for 6 months, suddenly a problem pops up and you try to find a solution. Rather, in agile environment, they have a regular meetup where they expect the word called transparency. They expect the word called transparency to happen between the team, what is going well, what is not going well. Very open. If John comes to office every day late, because of that your meetings are getting delayed, they're very open. John, in front of everyone, they say, John, you know what? You should think of your working hours, man. I think we agreed in the ground rules to come to office by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and we are seeing continuously it's running late. Do you have any opinion on this? Nothing to pinpoint you as a mistake. As a team, openly. Do you think about it? And John could be in the room. John also feels bad. Yeah, I know my kids' school time has changed, man. That's getting hard. But sure, I'll consider about it. Shall we do some other operation? Shall we work out like this? John proposed something. Now, what happens is the moment you discuss, the suffocation starts coming out, and people start getting a feel that points I heard, and we understood what to do. When this is happening every week frequently, every 2 weeks frequently, it starts reducing. And that's why they call us a self-organized, self-managed team in Agile. But that's the only problem you get in corporates? No, you get technical issues. 2 team members are having a technical issue. One person says, let's go with the technical option A. Another person says technical option B. How to solve it? When A and B happening, you may be a manager to bring up an idea. Guys, come up with a proof of concept. do a paper presentation. Let's listen to this as a team. Let's come with a solution. That's what they go for, a collaborative approach. I know I'm top of the time for the next session, but one other thing here, rest of the three, even though I don't touch it, there is something called a smooth or accommodate. Do you think the wording is so nice, smooth or accommodate? Does it look a nice conflict resolution model? You smooth it, you accommodate the solution. This one. Do anyone think
Costly affair.
costly? Why it's
Yeah.
costly? Smoothing?
Accommodating everyone is costly, obviously. Yeah.
More than everyone, do you see something called areas of agreement? If you watch out on, you agree for one party more than other party, more than other one. You downplay the seriousness. In smoothing technique, what you do is, imagine I have a couple of people in the room, I have a conversation, and you try to find an area of agreement. Area of agreement is, even though I'm not happy with all the 10 points what you said, maybe there's a two of them, I'll go for it. It's because I don't want to spoil the relationship. A vice president of your company sitting with you in a coffee time, and the vice president is talking some new initiative in the company, which you're not really happy. This guy is talking something about diversity and the way of recruiting and something you're not happy. But you don't want to put everything in front of them because you don't want to spoil the harmony and relationship with this vice president, big company, big guy. So what do you say? Hey, even though I'm not happy with all those points, maybe that point, that looks better. I like that. You don't tell what about others. This is good. But is it a bad? I won't say it's a bad, that's a situation. But is it a final solution, a good solution? The book says it's not a great solution, but that's a situation where you are, where you have to agree for something because you don't want to spoil the relationship. There is a sponsor, there is a stakeholder, there is a customer, where you say that I don't want to spoil the relationship, so I agree on these points, or you downplay the seriousness of the conflict. Now, why they given all these 5 methods or way of handling is, it is different parameters. Sometimes you use it as a hybrid. You don't do only one. You cannot tell always I'll follow collaborate. No, it won't work like that. You will follow collaborate. Sometimes you use a force. Sometimes you use a compromise. It's a kind of mix of things you apply in your conflict management, depending on the model where you are, the company policy, your ground rules, the team members, your culture, many parameters come. Yes, Anjali, you have something.
I have a doubt here. This
Hmm.
smoothening or this smoothening is somewhat more like forcing only, right?
Are you reading this one? You mean this? It looks like forcing?
No, but
How
on
do
the
you
whole,
think
when you
smooth is
see it looks
forcing?
like that. Because in the end,
Is it?
you
Okay.
may agree or hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah. So in the end, it looks like as if you are agreeing to it or
Okay.
you are being forced to agree to it, right?
Forced to agree. Oh, is it? How do you see this as a force? Nice point what you're bringing in, but I'm trying to see how do you see this as a force? When somebody emphasize area of agreement, instead of telling everything is I agree with you, you tell, okay, this portion I agree with you. You feel that as a forcing on something?
Sorry, I myself lost.
Okay. I see the point what you're trying to say, but at the same time, smooth or accommodate, you try to be a good boy, good girl. You underplay. Okay. More than a forcing, you trying to be a good person. You don't want to spoil the relationship. That's what's happening here. Yeah,
That
I
is
think
true.
we do that. It has its own loss. I agree with you. It has its own loss, but it doesn't push. You don't push. You just safe game. You play a safe game.
Actually, in one of my case, what happened was we did the same thing. I did the same thing. I just agreed to what the other person said, and it resulted in something else. So finally, now he is agreeing to the problems now. But back then it was not happening. So it was like forcing or was it smoothening? I was having a doubt now.
Yeah, forcing is something you go on there. You kept quiet that day, right? What if you don't keep quiet? You said that what I said is right, you have to go for it. Chances are you would have forced your idea on them. I don't think you did it. You just kept quiet, which
No,
means
actually, it was
you
told once.
smoothed it.
Concern was raised, but
Okay.
the person was not ready to listen.
Okay.
And
See,
then
forcing
the
is
thing happened.
something. Yeah, forcing is something on expense of others. You don't really care what their expectations is, but you make sure your point is passed. That's what forcing is. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
One question.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
speak.
smoothing is not conflict resolving, right?
You
I
don't
mean,
resolve.
through.
You don't resolve.
Mm,
It's one of a technique to handle a situation.
mm,
If you see as a resolution, problem
mm,
solving is one place you get a solution. Rest all
got it.
place you manage for that period, that time. For that, you cannot tell I will be always collaborating and problem solving. There are situations in your team where you have to be forcing. There are situations in your team sometimes you have to do withdrawal. It's a hybrid model we follow in corporate, but the best model is higher the proportion of collaboration solves the problem. That's why the agile team, they have daily stand-up, they have a retrospective, they have a team members making a sprint planning. Why they do that is it's more of collaboration. They make that as a habitual. When they make it as a habitual, the rest of things starts declining. That's the point. Okay. Any other questions? Raghavendra. Yes,
Yeah,
Raghavendra.
I have a question, Shri. So conflict resolution, it's all about the mindset. So we have to think about project manager point of view or employee point of view. So if employee point of view, it is win lose, or if point of project manager, it will be lose win, something like that. So in questions solving, we will get confused actually. So what things we have to apply actually? So if employees are getting conflict, project manager intervening, the perspective of project manager also bring in. So we will have three data points. So how to handle that scenario?
Got you. Got you. Do you think that in questions or in the book, they're expecting manager to solve it or manager to facilitate and make the team to themselves solve it? What they're looking for?
Manager intervenes it. I saw one of the question posted. Manager intervenes it, and he listened to one of the advice given by the employee, and he brings back it. But initially, the team was disagreed upon that. So the question asked, what is the point on point of the employee point of view? What was the conflict resolution method? A kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. What was the answer for you from your side?
So my answer was wrong anyway, but
okay. So pointed to you when you go for main exam, what I mean is you look out for mostly the manager will not give a solution. Rather, manager will empower the team, or you will find a way how can you bring people together and find a solution for the conflict. Manager may not able to solve a conflict. Only you can influence the team or people to take a call. That's what you can do. If you can see from that direction, chances are all the answers are how to make your team to think, rather you yourself think. The moment you yourself think and solve the problem, it comes out of the servant leadership, or it comes out of the proper leadership model, and it gets into the hierarchy market, where hierarchy model, where you start pushing your ideas. That is not expected, at least in the PMP exam. Always see that the answer is checking for how to help your team to find a solution, not you giving a solution.
Okay, got it.
Yep. All right. I know it's the top of the time. Still, I'm not happy to leave this without answering a question. So let's go for one question at least. I have one question. If you can see in the screen, let's take one agile thought.
Can I also answer?
Put in the chat box. Let's see, other people also will answer. Then we'll go for the one.
Okay.
Please go ahead in the chat box. All right, let's everyone give answer. Give a shot. So far, I got few people giving answers. I'll give another few seconds. Great, I got some answers. Now, let me first ask the question to the people who gave the answers here. So from the question, what is the problem statement? What is the problem in the question? Let's go to the answer later. Can someone tell what was the problem statement in the question?
Managing a complex financial application development project.
Managing is a problem?
That is a situation, and actually it's not defined as a problem, but the aim is to streamline.
Okay.
The process is lacking the speed, and that's why it is saying one of the critical success factor is agility and responsiveness to change.
Okay.
I think the keyword here is hard look.
Okay. So George is managing a complex financial application. The moment you see the word complex, you have to remember that Stacy graph. Do you even remember the Stacy graph?
Yes.
Requirement uncertainty. What is the other uncertainty?
Technical uncertainty.
Technical uncertainty. So the complex will fall somewhere here. In an agile environment, one of the critical success factors for the project is agility and responsiveness to change. They have to be responsive to change. In order to foster an agile environment, an environment where people can feel more flexible, agile, George must take a hard look. You have to take a hard look on which of the following processes with aim to streamline them. This is a very tricky question because the question is not clearly giving what is the problem. It says that how to streamline the process. Okay. Now, the moment you say streamline the process, it can be any process, right? Quality management process could be answer D. Lengthy process causing bottlenecks could be. Agile processes. Do agile have processes? Could be. Production processes. Now, let me ask you this question. This is being a very vague and open question. Now, at least let's use an elimination technique. Which one answer which you feel totally out? One answer should be totally out.
Production.
Production. Why production is totally out?
Because there is nothing given anything about the production in this scenario, and also quality management is also can be ruled out because it's not talking about quality anyway.
Okay. So production is once a product is ready and you go and make as an operational production process, which is not we are discussing here. Because you're talking about financial application development, we are in the development stage. We are not in the production stage, isn't it? Quality management process also goes out. Okay, this makes at least good. Two answers gone out. Now we have B and C. Now let's help George. George want to take a hard look on which of the following process with the aim to streamline. The moment you say the streamline, there is something going like this, and you want to make it as a proper stream flowing. Now, when we use the word stream in Agile, you should know there is something called value added. Another one is called non-value added. When you say streamline the process, they check which process are value added, which process are non-value added. They keep working on it. How to tune this? If there is a process which is running for 10 minutes, which is making value added, you keep that process. If there is a process which is 2 minutes, but it is a non-value added, you'll try to remove it out. Daily stand-up. In daily stand-up, if team have to speak 15 minutes, but every day is speaking 40 minutes. Now, is it 40 minutes value-added or non-value-added?
Non-value added.
Non-value added.
Non-value.
Yeah, somebody tell no value-added, Shri, we're talking for 30 minutes worthwhile. Could be. But if you have a goal to converse for that 2 weeks of sprint, 15 minutes should be sufficient. If you talk for the whole project, even 40 minutes not sufficient, which means there could be some non-value-added things which you're doing. I'm just giving an example. Now, if you look at this, you may not focus on agile processes because agile is a mindset. Agile is a philosophy. More than like a scrum as a process, Kanban follows a process. Agile is a mindset thought process. You work on what are the lengthy process in the system that's causing a bottleneck. You try to streamline that. But see, in this exam kind of question, how to know that is when you read this kind of question, it's a very vague question. They don't have a clarity of what is the problem. But when you get the word like a streamline or making a process better in Agile, be very watchful. They use where the value can be improved. I can do some lengthy process, a short process, or a value added, non-value added, remove the non-value added so I can get some more efficient way of delivering. If you can see from that perspective, chances are you choose the answer. Why I chose this question is because this question looks pretty open. It doesn't give a clarity of what is the actual problem. So those kind of questions, you have to be a little careful on the word streamline or a process or agile, where you look for how can you improve the value. That if you can check, chances are you target the right answer. I saw many people went the right answer. Did you have this in your mind? Will you choose the correct answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's good, actually. Good thought process. The scenario does not give enough context to determine if there are any issue with the production or quality management process. Yeah, they didn't give about it. Judge need to focus on process that are impeding the team's agility and the progress, how it is blocking. So any lengthy process you follow or any bottleneck you have, if you can cut short it, it can improve. That's the point they want to give for it. All right. Any thoughts here for this question? If not, I'm already running top of my time. Okay, today I think we went a little more conversing the topics because I like the way people who cleared the exam, like Madhavi came in presenting about the success. It's so nice to hear. Was it motivating some of you here when you listen to somebody who
Quite
cleared?
motivating.
Motivating, right? Good. Nice to know. The reason of bringing people here is, or requesting people here is, it's not should be always I'm talking about the exam. It should be the real people who talk about the exam. Makes more sense. Vinay, you have something?
Can you Shri take one question, doubt solving question? I know we are on top of the time.
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see if you have a share screen option. Yeah, try again.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is question number 6.
Please read it.
A project manager identified that a task on the critical path is behind schedule. Higher management will not approve any more budget for more resources and tools to be used on the project. The project manager has to use his or her approved resources. What will be the best suitable practice for project manager? So this talks about schedule compression, right? And again, there is a constraint saying no resources can be added. You have to make do with whatever resources. So the obvious answer is here is fast tracking. Okay, but here it says crashing. Okay, and right, and again, fast tracking, it says in the explanation, will not work because activities are on the critical path. But that isn't true, right?
Okay. When you say critical path is behind schedule, critical path, you said 9 months, 10 days, it will be done. And now the activities which is lined up already it's a critical. When you say critical, you set a track. You're running late. You have to catch up that and complete it on time. Now, when you say making it parallel, how you think work item can be made parallel and critical, because you would have planned it. There is some dependency. That's why you put in a critical way. Is this correct? You had some dependency. That's why you put in that order, one after the other.
Right.
If not, you won't put that way, right? See, critical path is you said 9 months, 10 days. When you know you could have done in a parallel, you won't tell 9 months, 10 days, right? You would have done 9 months, 2 days. 8 days you would have cut short already. Now, it's, yeah, you can do, but the risk is super high. You can argue back, no, Shri, and I work, I thought 9 months, 10 days, but now I think I can make the flooring plus painting parallel. I can think on that. You can, but the risk is super high there. Rather, crashing works only for the activities in the critical path, only for the critical path. You can see that, where additional resources can bring in and they can do the job more efficient. Now you may ask me the question. The second line, it says no more budget.
Yeah.
Right? Now comes your efficiency of handling a team. Yeah, I will give some thought. I know it will be a different thought here. When they look for a critical path, as a manager, you will also see non-critical path. There are some resources which will be ideal in non-critical path. Human, material. You will bring them and utilize it, and that is the place you play. Now you will keep some of the non-critical path into fast tracking. Instead of going a sequential, you do parallel, and you will try to release some of the resources, people here, because it's a non-critical, right? In non-critical, you will have some time left. Floating time will be there. Because there is a floating time, you take that people or a material and you'll use this in this place. Even though it is not a greatest suggestion, but for the question, they want make you to think, if there is a critical, will you play with this kind of activity? Will you do adding more people or will you play parallel? That they want to understand. The answer would be yes, going for a crashing. You add more people.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, great. That good. Imagine tomorrow you get this question in exam. Bingo! I got it. Huh? All right, great, Vinay. When I do well, good job.
One more thing here, we have like project manager also has contingency budget also. So will it be justified that in crashing he is going to accommodate that contingency budget also?
Crashing
Can this
contingency budget. Why you think contingency should come here? Is it the risk you anticipated already?
it's kind of a risk only, and where I mean
Yeah,
critical path is
good thought. But have you anticipated? Have you put the money for that reason in the reserve?
no, definitely
No,
not.
you can argue back, right? Yes, that's what I did. You can argue back saying that I anticipated a budget crash will happen. For this reason, I allocated maybe 0.5 million on this particular. If you did that way, yes, you can bring it to answer your question. But if you're not done it, then you cannot do that. That's a trouble.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
But you can do. What you said is correct. You can do. When the project is happening, you can tell that there is a chance we will go like this. But if you put that in the risk management, your client will look at you. Oh, already you know that you won't perform better. Such a company you are. So that is also risky, right? You put a risk register and say that, mine, we won't perform better. We are putting some reserve. And the client will look at you. Oh, you know already you won't
So that
perform
means
better.
that contingency budget has to accommodate crashing kind of scenarios also, because
You can do that. You can do that, but client usually don't approve. They will see that, man, then why I should sign a contract with you? I thought you guys are good in handling the project. You say, no, I'm anticipating a risk. Some client will agree, some will disagree. They even argue back, guys, we want efficient handling. We don't expect this kind of handling. That's also possible. But I like the idea. The idea, what you said, is looks good. Okay. All right. Once again, thanks a lot for participation. Special thanks to Madhavi. We're still online here. And let's see next week and next Sunday prayer, we'll invite another person who cleared the examination. I'll come with a new topic. We'll talk about it. The year end is approaching. I'm expecting more people who are here will start working towards clearing the examination, because year end, we get a holiday, good weather condition, calm, situation, it's a right time to hit the exam. In office, less email, some happy time you get at office. So materialize it, hit the exam. Let's close it by end of the year or at least beginning of January. Okay. Keep up the efforts, and the people are ready for the next class. Join next 30 minutes. We'll start our PMP classes. Good wishes.
Thank you.
See you all.
Thank
And
you,
bye-bye.
Shri.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Shri. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.